Yo, what up? This is Arrows. Welcome back to another Grown Talk podcast. Let everybody know that I have new merch on my website, arrowsapparel.com. Make sure you go over and you check out my new merch. So my homeboy here, we met a couple of times throughout the years. He does music and he does a lot of shows. So I wanted to give him the opportunity to jump on the Grown Talk podcast with me and just have a conversation. So without further ado, this is Toni Heartless. Yeah. Everybody say what's up in the comment section below.
Yate.
And this is allergies, not COVID.
I got tested. Fucking mucus. I'm sorry. I apologize. Mine's Toni. My name's Toni. Toni Heartless. I am, out here. So I'm Toni Heartless. I am the vocalist to a band called Heart Museum. I also perform on my own. So I got a couple songs out. I released an album last Halloween, but I'm working on some new material.
All right.
Yeah, just working on it. Try not to rush it, I really want to get it out by Halloween because that's when I released it last year.
Okay.
But I don't think I'm gonna make that deadline.
So you wanted to release the new one next Halloween because your last one dropped last Halloween.
Last Halloween, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How many songs do you have on that project?
I wanted to do 13.
Okay. How many do you have now?
I've got like 6.
Almost there.
Almost there, yeah.
Oh.
Almost like about halfway.
How long does it usually take for you to make one song?
It depends. I've worked on a song for like 2 weeks and like Nobody I did in like 3 hours.
That one's real good, dude.
Yeah, it just came out. I don't know. It was really great. It was just I don't know. But yeah, I recorded it. Everything just kind of happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, so he got a song out. It's called Nobody. It's one of my favorite songs that he's made. And I was like, damn, dude, I wish I made that song. I don't know why the hell I didn't think of those lyrics. I didn't hear that beat or whatever, but I was like, man, that was supposed to be my song, man. Whoever, the universe got it twisted. They gave it to you instead.
Dang. Well, yeah, I do remember when I was writing it, I was like, I just gotta make it where, like, I gotta use words that people can, like, relate to, you know? And that's really what I tried to keep in mind. I was like, do other people feel like this? I was trying to keep it super broad. And yeah, I think it's holding up all right.
Yeah, it's a good song. So y'all go check it out on YouTube. It's called Nobody by Toni Heartless. You guys will enjoy it. It's a pretty dope song. So I'm gonna make the first move right here. Bam. Take your time. Some of you guys might remember him because he had a little article about his venue that he had in Shiprock. So I kind of wanted to ask because I've been wanting to ask you about it, but I never got the chance to ask you about it.
Word.
So like, how did that happen? Like, how were you able to do that?
Dang. Just so much was going on at that time. So, I was working at the time, and I was still hosting shows. I would always try to find different places in town. The Mod, I would do a lot of shows at the Mod. And then I started working with Identity Inc. in downtown Farmington. And then there was a coffee shop in Cortez that I would host at every now and then. And a couple of different places. We even did the dance hall on the fairgrounds.
Okay.
Lost some money, a lot of money on that one.
Oh, snap.
But everywhere I was going, I was paying for the venue, And it was starting to get consistent to a point where it would probably be cheaper. It was going to be cheaper to just get a venue because a lot of these places were not very accommodating. They were not really built for performances, right? There's a coffee shop. We'd always get noise complaints from the neighbors, and Identity was all right. I don't think we got any noise complaints. And then the Mod didn't have any restrooms, so that was really lame for the ladies.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I was just looking around, and I stumbled upon location there in Subway, and I had hosted. Well, it was the old Fairchild building, you know, and like, do you know the story with the Fairchild building there?
No, I don't.
I think it was some type of factory. I don't know the fine details, but some type of factory, and there was like an overthrow or something along the lines, and AIM was involved. They have photos of like people with like weapons on the top.
Oh shit.
And then like chased them out. Yeah, there's some type of story, man. It's one of those ones where you gotta ask the right people.
And that's that whole building right there with the subway and the...
With the subway, with the old Ace, and where the venue...
Where the venue was?
Where the venue was, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like a chip factory, like Intel or something like that.
No shit.
And I think they were like not doing fair wages.
Uh-huh.
And so like, yeah, no, there's something along the lines. There's some mistreatment to the Navajo people. I had hosted one concert there. It went great, and so then I approached them. I did like a little presentation, you know.
Oh yeah.
Like, this is what I do. This, you know, how it can be beneficial for the both of us. Give them a pitch, and one of the bigger things that I was pushing with it was like, well, I'm working, so even if we don't make money on the shows, I could still pay for it, you know. And I told them, like, you know, some people like to go to the club on the weekends. Some people like to go to the movies. Like, I like to pay bands to play. Sometimes I make money back. Sometimes I don't. You know, it is what it is. But so they went ahead and approved me. I think it was like a year lease.
Was it the person who owned the building that approved you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were they natives or not?
Yeah, they were natives.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah. So yeah, from there, well, everybody kept telling me like, hey, don't do it, like, because at the time, my scope of the music scene in Shiprock was, you know, the bands that I perform with, like the metal bands and the punk bands, just the ones that I see, right? But as soon as I opened up that venue, it was like a beacon, and so many people were hitting me up. People I never even knew, like, were around, you know?
Right.
And then come to find out, like, you know, people were like, oh, you don't know who that is? Like, this is so-and-so, you know? And I was like, what? Like, how have I missed all this, you know? And it just got crazy busy. And that's also actually when I started getting involved in nonprofit work.
Okay.
So I met the homie Kyle there, and he was handing out flyers like he does, man. And I was like looking at it, it's like, this looks really cool, you know, like free for the community, some like art stuff. I was like, it's something I could support. And at the time, I was trying to get more people to come in because our first show that we had, we got shut down right away. Cops were called because of the restaurant right next to us. The walls were paper thin. And yeah, so we tried to start like at 7, 8 o'clock, and we got shut down.
They didn't know or what?
No, they should have known. I don't know.
Right.
Like, all I know is I paid for the space. They put me here. I told them what it is that I do.
And I'm pretty sure you told the restaurant owners that you're gonna do the show too, right?
I don't really remember talking to the restaurant owners. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but I didn't think it was gonna be an issue, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, fucking everybody starts coming at me like, dude, like, so this happened and this happened. It was a low-cast show Jordan was hosting. I was like out of town or something like that. I was on my way there. I was running late, and so, yeah, by the time I got there, it was just...
It was already...
Yeah.
The cops were already there?
Yeah, man.
Damn.
And I'm like, dude, yeah, is this your place? I had to like, what's going on here, you know?
Yeah. The only time it shut down on you guys?
So after that, they told me I couldn't start my concerts until after the restaurant closed, which was like 9? At 9. So we couldn't start our concerts until 9. That's like half the people leave by then. They're gone by like 10, you know? So if they're going to show up at 9 and leave at 10, then most of the time they're like, well, it's not really worth it. So I lost a lot of people coming through because of that. And then after that, they started raising the price of the rent on me. Oh, and they were just kept trying to find ways to like push me out.
The ones that approved you were the ones who were doing that to you?
Yeah. I guess they changed their mind after a while.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Do you still contact with them or no?
No, I don't. But I got no ill will against them. You know,
Yeah.
Like for a while there, I did. I was like bitter. I was like you know, but you know, it's all right. It is what it is.
So when I first saw that, I was really impressed too because I saw your your sound system and the area. I thought it was in a big ass like barn, dude. When I saw it on that picture,
Yeah.
I thought it was in a barn, but it wasn't. I performed there once.
Yeah.
I performed there one time. I don't know what day. I don't know what event it was, but I know I was there with my mom, my dad. I know Bishop Underdog performed.
Oh,
Antro.
Yeah, I remember that. No,
yeah,
I
you
remember
that
that.
night. Yeah. Yeah, we performed there that night.
That was the first time that I'd seen anybody do live art.
Oh, on stage?
Yeah, man, that was crazy. Yeah, no, a lot of that to me at the time was very. It had a big impact on me because even like with the elements of hip hop, you know, I was completely oblivious to all that.
Oh shit.
And so like, all of you guys are the ones who taught me all that, you know.
Nice.
And so then from there, I'm like, I started taking it upon myself and like doing the research and learning about who DJ'd what, or where did the MC come from, or what does it mean, or how did we get to where we are today, you know.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, I started backtracking. I like music a lot, and so I feel like, you know, you should understand.
There's definitely a lot of history as far as hip hop. I had to learn it too. A lot of the places that a lot of the history that I learned was from a Netflix series. Was
The Get Down.
The Get Down.
Yeah, dog.
The Get Down.
That was so good.
That was a good show, yo.
That was really great.
A lot of it I learned from there, and then I started researching like different things, and I started to see that there's a connection between like our native history and hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
So
Damn.
when I go to different schools and stuff, and then I kind of let the students know that hip hop and our culture kind of link together, and as far as the four elements and stuff. So
I feel that, dog.
Yeah.
I totally feel that. Yeah.
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah, and it's inspiring too.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it's like fuck,
Yeah.
like the oppressive systems and finding a way to like to be heard. You know what I mean? And like finding power and strength in what it is that you're putting out there. And you know, like I'm kind of one to talk, right? Like I sing a lot about, you know, self-harm and like depression and things like that, you know. But that comes from one, my own experiences,
Right.
but two, really I want it to be a form of like having the ability to have these conversations, you know, like, are you okay? Are you sad? Do you want to talk about it? If you don't want to talk about it, that's cool, but just know that I'm here, kind of thing, you know. Yeah, because I do feel like growing up, and I think you and I are about the same age, but you know, the emo phase thing was real big in my teenage years, and I do remember, and especially going through like intergenerational trauma, right, and trying to understand like why do I feel this way, and realizing like I didn't realize until I was older, but it's not my fault that I'm feeling this way, you know. And it kind of trickles down into like the brainwashing of our people and the residential schools and how that has an effect on us today. I mean, my grandma, even my grandparents, you know, they attended, so it's like, it's not like way back in the past, you know, it's like direct effect. But I felt like being in school, they never really addressed it. They never talked about it. And a lot of us were feeling this way. And they would always just, you know, like of all the doctors, psychologists are the only ones that don't look at, you know, like what is like feelings, like why are you feeling this way? You know, you're giving them a, you know, prescription to make them feel better, but you don't really know what it is that is causing that. There's not enough like emphasis put on the way that we're feeling and why we feel that way. But I do also try to, I mean, because also, yes, I feel that way, and these are emotions that I do feel, but I also don't want to get caught up in that. And I mentioned that earlier.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to get stuck in this bubble. Like, I don't want to always be like that emo dude, you know?
Right.
I want to grow too, and I want to feel better. And I'm battling with my demons, but I want to find a place where I can be happy. So I try to put that into my, you know, try to manifest it in that way as well. that things are gonna be good and things are gonna be better, and things are slowly getting better, you know. And it's just it's a long game. Um, and I also understand that having a platform, having the ability to say something, and people for some reason want to hear what it is that you have to say, that has a lot of power too. And I also understand that. And so, like, I will talk about our people and our culture and where it is that I'm from and who it is that I claim to be, you know? Because, I mean, you break it down, you know, my mom's mom, she's Choctaw. My mom's dad, he's Kia'ani, Navajo, Diné. And then my dad's mom and my dad's dad, they're both Filipino. So I'm only a quarter Navajo. But I spent my whole life on the Navajo Nation. That's all I know. I don't know nothing about the Philippines, or, you know, I spent a little bit of time in Oklahoma. I don't know much about Choctaw, the Choctaw people. I know a little bit. I know some songs because my uncle taught me, but I couldn't sing it to you today, you know?
Yeah.
So Navajo is like all I know. And even that's not saying a ton because, you know, you look at the disconnect. My grandpa never taught my mom Navajo. He wasn't very cultural with her. And so she has no way of passing any type of that knowledge to me because she doesn't know.
Right.
And so now I'm stuck in a position where it's like, I want my kids to know these things, but how can I, you know, I have to teach them, but I have to learn it too. And it's an uphill battle, but, you know, it's not one that I'm wanted to give up on.
Right. And you got a lot to teach because you got three different like tribes to learn about, huh?
Yeah.
And then to teach. Do you know how to say hello in all three tribes?
No, dude. No. I think I mean, Yate, obviously.
Yeah.
I used to know, dude. I couldn't even tell you, dude. There was a moment where I didn't even like know, like nobody ever told me. And so then I was using Choctaw words and mixing it with Navajo words, thinking that it was a Navajo word.
Oh, okay.
And nobody told me it was Choctaw, you know.
Who taught you those words, those Choctaw words?
My auntie and my uncle.
Okay.
And my uncle, they play a big role too in like me musically. Because I remember I'd come back from school and, you know, I'm still trying to figure out who I was. I played a lot of sports. I was really into basketball.
I would have never guessed that you played basketball, yo.
Yeah. I've always been the shortest one as well, dude. Yeah.
I know how that feels, man. I know how that feels.
Oh man, yeah. My daughter, I feel so bad. You know, my daughter's like, you know, kids are always excited. You're like, yeah, I'm getting tall. You're always like, yeah, you're getting so tall. And they're like, yeah, they'll try to reach up and stuff. And anytime my daughter's like does something like that, then one of the other kids will be like, oh, well, I can touch that too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, like you have to know. I was short. I've always been the shortest one.
Yeah.
It's like, you're always gonna get the short jokes.
Yeah,
you're always gonna be the shortest one too. It's like, it's just something you have to come to terms with.
Yeah, dude, it's a gift and a curse, man.
Yeah.
My son, his mom's tall.
Nice.
So I'm like, man, I really hope he gets that height, you know, because I know how it feels to be short, man. I stand next to these 15-year-old students at like these assemblies. And
Dang.
some of them are like that tall, dude.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Oh man, I feel
Makes
that.
me feel bad.
No, every time like somebody hears my music first, like especially the band, because it's all like screaming stuff, they're always like, oh, I thought you were bigger. I
No
thought you were
shit,
taller.
Let's see.
Let's charge head on.
You have a password.
Oh yeah.
So I'm here at the office with Toni Heartless. I don't even think you told them your name yet.
Oh.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
All right. So
I'm Toni Heartless.
yeah, this is Toni Heartless, a musician, a father, an entrepreneur. So
Yo,
yeah.
thank you. Thanks.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate you, dog. Yo.
So we're
Out
here in the office. We're playing some chess, and we're just having a conversation. So those of you guys out there who are watching this video, I appreciate it very much. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and then share it with your homies.
Yeah. Leave a comment.
Leave a comment. I would love for you to leave a comment of who you want me to bring into this to the office next, so I can start to work on that. You know what I'm saying? So if you could do that, that'd be really awesome. I appreciate that. You said that you played a lot of sports, and you said you played basketball.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
were
I
a
did.
basketball star?
No, I was a point guard for
Dude, I have no idea what the fuck a point guard is, bro. What is that?
Well, the guy that says the plays.
One. Yeah. Oh, okay. In the end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Delta. Hey.
All right. That's what you were?
Yeah, but for JV,
Oh, okay.
I wasn't good enough to be on varsity.
Oh, that's all good, man. At least you play ball.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't play ball. I can't play basketball.
Dang.
I suck at it. I don't know nothing about it. I said, didn't Suns lose last week? Why are they playing again? I didn't know how many games are in a fucking basketball game. I don't know how many times they got to play. I don't know anything about it.
Right.
Yeah, I was always a football person though.
That's cool. I tried
play football?
I was in football at Sabatai Middle School, and I was wide receiver, and I was so small that the smallest fucking elbow pad or shoulder pads was too big on me. So I was running over there, big
Just
old
all
shoulder
shaking
pad.
around,
Yeah, dude. And then nobody practiced with me like back at home.
Yeah.
They weren't like playing catch with me. And I didn't know at the time that you can get gloves that were like sticky. So every time they threw the ball at me, I'd drop it.
Oh shit.
So they stopped throwing it to me.
Damn. So you're just over there, just making up for players, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Dang.
I also played safety.
Uh huh.
I remember one time there was this linebacker. I don't know if he was a linebacker. He came at me, man. I saw him, I'm safety, right? So he gets through everybody. I'm like, now's my chance, right?
Yeah.
I run at him, and I go for his legs because that's the only way I know I'm going to take this guy down. And he just crushes me.
Oh, she fell on top of you.
Yeah, he fell on top of me.
Tony does a lot of music, and I kind of wanted to let him give you guys like an idea of what type of shows that he puts on and the type of music that he creates and the type of just the type of music he creates and where you can find his music and where you can support him. Yeah.
I appreciate that, man. Mm-hmm. No, that's really great because nobody ever asked me, Like I said earlier, people hear my name and they assume, oh, he's this type of person or he's this type of artist, which I get it. I get that too. But I'm trying to find a place where, I'm not specific to any one genre.
Okay.
And I think that's the only way. That's the only way that you're going to be able to make it through and be like timeless, right? Just be an artist and not specific to a genre. So, I mean, obviously, with Heart Museum, I have the metal background, so I can scream, and I like to bring that with me. But I also like to sing, and I feel like that's from the pop punk side of when I was in this year. That taught me. And I think that different genres have their own little like plays to make them kind of sound like that, and they also have like topics, right, that they talk about. Take for instance like Heart Museum, I would be singing more about metaphorical stuff. What's one of the lyrics? Dang, I should read some lyrics. So we have a new album that we're recording.
Okay.
And
what's this band with again?
Heart Museum.
Heart Museum.
Heart Museum, yeah.
How many band members are there?
So originally there was 5.
Okay.
Now there's not. It's not official yet, cause.
Now is there one or what?
No. There's still a few of us, but the other guys are like on the fence of staying or going.
Oh, right. You're the vocalist though, yeah?
Yeah, I'm the vocalist.
So you don't gotta do nothing but just wait for them.
That's what I thought. I was like, dang, vocalist, just show up with my mic, I'm good. I was like, that's the most like cost effective, because growing up, I was actually I was homeless, and so I always wanted to be in a band. I was like, I can't drum, because drums are expensive, and guitars, you got to get the amp and all that other stuff. And so I was like, vocalist, I can do that.
Right.
I just got to jump on the mic.
For real.
And now here we are years later, and it turned into a mic, to the cable, to the speakers, and then I started doing sound, and now I got 2 subwoofers, 2 mains, and all this other junk that I end up carrying around with me. So I don't know. I thought it was going to be the cheapest, and it turned out to be the most expensive.
So now you have yourself in the band, and then you said the other people are kind of...
Yeah. So we got Dalwin Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And Dalwin, him and I have been fucking homies since middle school. We were in guitar clubs together. And
so I'm guessing he's a guitarist?
Yeah, he's a guitarist. Yeah,
cool.
And he's got an amazing voice, man.
Really?
Amazing voice.
What did you call him? Downwind Johnson?
Yeah, Delwin.
Oh, Dalwin. Okay,
Yeah.
Dalwin Johnson. I thought Downwind Johnson was his name.
That's a cool
dope name.
Yeah. Downwind. Yeah.
Downwind Johnson. That's a dope name.
Yeah, I like that. Then there's Justin Hale.
Okay.
He's our guitarist. He writes a lot of the music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, usually him and Dallin will go back and forth on like guitar parts and things like that. But Dallin's always been, he can write a melody. Like I've learned, if it wasn't for these guys that I've been in the band with for so long, like they have really helped me get to where I am today.
Mm-hmm.
Dallin's the one who taught me how to make a melody in a song. Like we've written so many songs together. And then Justin, I only met him after the tour with Locash when we were in this year, because he was just a fill-in guitarist. And him and Chris ended up joining the band, and like I said, we ended up making a whole different band out of that. Which I think it was just time. Justin Jelly used to be our drummer. I've known him longer than I've known Dalwin. I used to live with him.
Oh, damn.
Back when I first, some drama back when I was a kid. I was like 11, dog. Thinking that I know everything, It's like, my mom's like, if you want to go back, I really wanted to go back to Shiprock, because she kept, like, taking us places, man.
Where were you at?
That was when I was in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
And I felt so, like, uprooted, because, I finally had my friends, and, like, Shiprock was my home.
Yeah.
And then, like, out of nowhere,
From work?
Yeah, my mom just pack. I've already got your stuff packed. We're getting out of here.
Fuck.
And actually, it was the day after my very first kiss.
No shit.
So I was like, I don't want to go anywhere, Like I just got kissed. I just got kissed. Yeah. I was like, what the hell? So she took us all the way out to Oklahoma. I didn't know anybody, and that's kind of when I started diving into music. My uncle, he would play guitar, and he taught me how to play bass, and I would just play with him all the time. He passed away, unfortunately, but he had, like such a strong impact on me. And we used to play a lot of like Creedence Clearwater and like Pink Floyd and things like that. He was a cool guy, man, and he never left the house. Yeah, and then we ended up going out to like Parker, Arizona, where my Che was, and by then I was just like, I was done with it, I was like, I just want to go home. I just want to go back to Shiprock. And I don't know what my mom was thinking, but she was like, well, if you want to go back so bad, then go. And I took a bus back to Farmington, and I ended up finishing school, kind of couch surfing,
Oh shit, at 11?
It started at 11, so from 11 to like 12 and a half, I was living with Jelly. Then I moved in with another friend, and then after that I got a little unstable. Oh, my mom came back and she tried to take me again. And then I came back, and then I went from house to house there for a sec. and I ended up moving in with this like stranger. He was it's not really a classmate. He went to school with me, but he was older.
In Shiprock?
In Shiprock, yeah. And I kind of owe him a lot. His grandparents hated me, dude.
No shit.
Yeah, I would come in and he'd be like sitting on the couch, and I'd be walking by, and he's like, "This ain't a fucking hotel."
Oh fuck.
Yeah, dude, it was rough. It was hard.
Their grandparents, his grandparents.
Yeah, he was nice though. After I grew up and shit, and I went back and I would help him like chop wood and things like that. Like I still appreciate. I don't think he remembered. I don't know if he knew that I was the same kid that he was talking to like that, But I went back and I helped him, you know.
He's probably like, who's this guy who helps? I like this dude.
I know,
I wish that guy who was staying with us a long time ago was like him.
I know, yeah.
That's probably what he was saying.
Why don't you bring? Yeah.
Damn.
It's terrible, man.
So you said you lived in Oklahoma, you came home, and then you were homeless. And you graduated high school, yeah?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Even being homeless?
Yeah. So, so I was trying to get into college, and they were like asking for all my parents' information and stuff like that. And it was, for a while there, I didn't talk to my mom, so I would like forge her signature and stuff like that. And then finally, I ended up moving in with one of my other friends in Hogback, and it was this tiny, like little trailer, 2-bedroom, and we ended up building onto it, and it was on a farm, and I almost got kicked out a couple times, but they kept me around, man.
Who, those guys that put you in?
Yeah, the Kieferts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was you up to no good or what?
Yeah. No, sometimes, yeah, that's what they would tell me too. It's like if you leave, you know how to get back. If you end up in jail, then don't bother calling us.
Then you finished college, you finished high school.
I did, yeah, I did, yeah.
Even being homeless, couch surfing.
Yeah, even being homeless. Actually, I spent a lot of time at school because of that, So I'd always do all of the after-school activities. I'd always show up early so I can eat breakfast. I'd eat other people's breakfast because I was hungry,
Yeah.
Lunch, I would save lunch for later just in case, But yeah, no, after I moved in with the homie in Hogback, man, they always had a home-cooked meal, like almost never cooked out.
Damn.
We didn't have water. We didn't have electricity. So it was really nice there for a while because every night was like a candlelit dinner, We had the wood stove. We had the water pot on top of it. So it was always nice and, like, it wasn't too dry. Of course, the mom would keep the wood stove stoked high. So it was always hot, man. Always hot.
Do you still stay in contact with them?
No, it's been a minute, man. I got to check on them. Yeah, I got to check on them.
Because it sounds like they did a lot for you.
Yeah, dude, they really did. Actually, they even let me host concerts at their farm, dude.
No shit, no.
Yeah, we used to have bonfires.
Fuck.
And then we would have cookouts, we'd have hot dogs and things like that. It was called The Altar.
Dang.
And it was in Hogback, man.
That's dope.
It was a good time. We even we would fight with the cops all the time. We'd put the fence up, because they can't open your stuff without your permission.
Oh, okay.
So that's how we would get them. We'd have everybody park on that side. And then they'd have to go through 2 fences, and so they can't get in because we're not going to open the gate for them, and they can't open it themselves.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
These are Navajo Nation cops?
Navajo Nation cops, yeah.
Oh shit, okay.
But the thing is, if you were to leave and the cops were there waiting, as soon as you leave the property, there's nothing we could do for you, and they'll take you.
Yeah.
So most of the time, people end up camping there.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. We were in high school.
No shit, that's dope, man. So if I got kids watching, any kid right now, I mean, I dropped out of high school, but I eventually went back and got my diploma.
Nice,
but my boy
man.
here was literally homeless and couch surfing while he was in high school, and he was able to finish. So don't take wherever the hell you're staying at right now for granted. If you're still in high school, make sure you utilize that home, that bed, the food, your parents, and then graduate high school. I mean, if he can do it and I can do it, you guys can for sure damn do it, Yep. And if you're in a similar situation as Tony here, when he used to be homeless, and I mean, if he can do it, then you guys can do it too. So
Yeah,
Keep
and
that in mind.
the thing is, man, and it breaks my heart, but you know, it's not an uncommon story. You know, it's not like something like, oh, that back in my day. You know, it's
Yeah.
like there's still kids like that are going through that, man. That
Yep.
breaks my heart, man.
Yeah.
It's like and honestly, that has a lot to do with why I was so involved with music, because I had hit a point, man, where, you know, like I had a girlfriend, the one that was my first kiss.
Okay. Oh, she ended up being your girlfriend?
She ended up being my girlfriend, but she also ended up cheating on me with my best friend. It was rough, dog.
Fuck.
Yeah, and I was living with him.
Holy shit.
It was fucked up, man. I'm sorry, but I was going through it, and so that's how
your boy or what?
Huh?
Is he still your boy?
We didn't talk for a while, but you know, I forgave him and we talked it out. We're good, man. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, and so I had gotten to a point to where I felt like nobody knew who I was, where I was, how I'm doing, and so, you know, I was like, music was all I could hold on to. You know, only thing that was keeping me sane. One quote that really stuck with me was a song from Drowning Pool from the Sinner album. It's like, you're all by yourself, but you're not alone.
Mm.
You know, things like that just made me feel like, you know, like I'm not the only person going through it, you know?
Right.
And it made me feel like that I wasn't alone. And so I wanted to do that for other people.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause yeah, really, it was like, I know it's cheesy, it's cliche, you know, music saved my life, but, you know, like I really felt like I didn't have anything. And yeah, that was really all I held on to.
Music, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you cool with that girl now, though?
Yeah, no, she's got a family and everything like that. You know, I run into her mom every now and then. It's chill.
I don't even know if I'd be able to get over that.
Dang.
Fuck, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it definitely affected my relationships there too after that, but I think that having to do with like a lot of learning and unlearning as well, to get an idea of like, I don't know, like getting past, like for instance, I mentioned that it really had an effect on my relationships, but then I had to learn what a healthy relationship was and what an unhealthy relationship was.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of became a little bit manipulative, and I was kind of fucking around there for a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And I hurt some people
Mm-hmm.
in the process, man. And at the time, it's just because now that I look back on it, you know, it's because I didn't know how to process what it is that I was going through, and all these different things that could, you know, we reach these different points in our life where, you know, you can make a decision. And I do feel like if I had a little bit more parental guidance, or at least some good advice, man, because I've gotten a lot of bad advice coming along, and eventually you just got to learn what to listen to, what not to, I guess.
All right. Before that happened to you, did you hear that song, the one you quoted? Did you hear those lyrics, or is it because of that you heard that song?
No, I think it came after. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the guy that I moved in with, he was a big Drowning Pool fan.
Mm.
And, you know, he didn't really know me, but I guess he got tired of me moping around and shit. So he started taking me out to do stuff, and started sharing. You know, he was going through some stuff of himself that he was processing. So I think it helped both of us to kind of process it together.
How old were you?
I was 13, 14.
Damn.
Yeah, he was.
That's a young fucking age to be heartbroken, bro.
I know.
That's fucking young, dude.
Yeah, and it had to go down like that too. That sucked, man. And it went for months. Like, I would ask him, you know, is something going on? You know, no, nothing's going on. And then I have friends coming, hey, I saw so and so in the hallway. You know, it's like, no, I asked him. Like, I straight up to face asked him. It's like, I'm not gonna believe you, you know.
Yeah. Fuck.
But you know what? That's actually how I started getting tattoos. Cause, man, I'm about to get deep here. Yeah,
it's all good, bro.
It was so
It's
dumb. Okay. I carved her name in my arm.
Oh shit.
Like, scratched her name in my arm and shit. And it's scarred up and everything. And so for a couple of years, I had to look at it and just think back of like like, you're stupid, you know, like, why would you do that? Like, it was a momentary thing, and now you have the scar, you know.
For life.
For life. Well, and then I tattooed over it, you know, and then I just kept getting tattoos. And it's kind of how that started.
That's tough, dude. At 13?
Yeah, at 13. Yeah.
And
Also,
on top-
13 was my first tattoo as well.
Yeah.
I was just out here, you know.
And you were, and on top of that, you were going through all the other shit you were going through.
Yeah.
So I fucking believe you when you say that music had a huge impact on you when you were young.
Yeah.
Because a lot of kids are like that today. Like when I go to the schools and stuff, a lot of them open up to me, and a lot of them relate to the music that I even play like out loud. You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah.
And then they come up to me and they say, "Can you play this song?" And then I hear that song, and then I'm like, "Yeah, this person's probably going through something." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Definitely, man.
it's a good thing that your homie took you in, and it's a good thing. I mean, there's a lot of shit that you probably learned from that situation at such a young age. A lot of young kids don't get to learn that stuff.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel like, yeah, experience has a lot to play. But also, you know, looking at where, like I'm fortunate to be where I am today, right? But also looking at other people who come from a little bit more privileged background, and it's like wow, I can't even imagine like being a father now. Like I would want that for my kids too, you know, like that generational wealth, you know, to have a car when they need it, when they're ready, or to have a house when they're trying to go to college or something, not have to pay rent. You know, things like that.
Yeah.
Like I wish I want to be able to give my kids these things.
Right.
And I just can't imagine where I would be if I had those things, you know. But I do think that, yeah, it forced me to have the hustle that I have.
Right.
But you know, with any of that, there's both positive and negatives. You know, you can put too much of yourself into work and things like that too. So
No doubt.
yeah, it's the balance, I guess. Got to figure it out.
It's no doubt. So like, you wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't personally because, shit, I've had my fair share of struggles too, and so has my family. And now that I think about it, like, I probably wouldn't trade what we've gone through and what I gone through for, you know, something like everything just handed to me too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like my kids now, I want them to have some struggle, but not too much struggle, because I feel like it helped me become the person that I am today. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure you probably feel the same way about as far as struggle. You know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it definitely puts the test to character.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it really, you know, when things are given to you, you know, in that sense, you're not having to face self-reflection. Like, do I need this? Do I want this? Or how am I going to get through this? And everything's given to you. It's like, oh, well, you know, there's no thought to it. It's like, it's there. And if it's gone, easy come, easy go, you know? But, yeah, I do think that, like, even, for instance, like I mentioned, we didn't have water or electricity. So despite that, the house always smelled great. The food was always cooked inside of the wood stove. Like, we got to experience things in a different way that I don't think I would have ever even imagined, you know? Yeah, just being on the res too, especially. It's just, I don't think that people can really imagine it unless you've lived it and you've been there,
Right.
you know?
Right. And I feel, because when I was young, my mom and my dad, they took me off the res too. All my homies was there, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's like that culture shock from being from somewhere where there's a bunch of Navajos, and then you go somewhere and then there's no Navajos at all. And then it's just kind of like, it's kind of fucked up. But then again, you really got to think about it, and it's probably like parents just trying to do what's best, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Something like that. But
Yeah, you always get those, like, say something in Navajo.
yeah.
Yeah, you know?
Are you still living teepees or some shit?
Yeah.
No, man. I get it. I've heard it all, bro. I even heard kids go, how? Or,
I know.
It's fucked up.
I know, dude. Kids are terrible.
Damn.
But like, yeah, being out there, man.
No. Kids' parents is fucking terrible because there's no like education there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel that.
come on, man. You should teach your kids some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just. That's kind of fucked up. I understand, bro. But do you remember the first verse you've ever written?
The first verse?
Yeah.
First,
Or the first piece of lyric or poetry or.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Did you do poetry before you? Okay.
I did a ton of poetry.
Yeah.
I still have some of my like the old yearbooks, you know.
Oh yeah.
But I found
Were you
some
writing poetry in people's yearbooks when you signed them?
No, they would be like in the yearbook. Like they
inside. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
That would have been dope if you were writing it in people's yearbooks.
That would be dope. Dang.
But it's still in everybody's yearbooks anyways.
Yeah.
So,
True.
Do you remember one?
Shoot, I remember I wrote one about a bear. But like it was using a metaphor of the bear being fire, and like how the bear would hibernate in the winter, but in the spring it would come out, and then the bear was basically fire, like wildfire, and he's just like being aggressive or whatever. That's one poem I remember from high school. I wrote a lot about the moon. So the homie that took me in, he was goth, and so that's when I started getting into the goth phase kind of thing. I started painting my nails and wearing the big black pants with the chains. Yeah, dude, I was all about that, man. The net shirt. I would wear. I had a dog collar. I would wear as a choker.
Shit.
I would wear my eyeliner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was all about that.
Yeah. Were you were in high school when you first started making music, or what?
Yeah.
In high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first song that you made?
I think
the name of the song or something?
Yeah. I think the first song, nobody ever heard it because this band never performed. We wrote like 10, 12 songs because the guy was like, we're not going to do any shows until we have a full set. And he wanted like 10 songs.
Damn.
And so we were trying to write to 10 songs, and before we could get there, the band broke up. But I think the band was called Dead Eye Rise.
Dead Eye Rise.
Yeah. And I think the song...
Dope name.
I think the song that I remember the most was called Planet X.
So Dead Eye Rise as in I'm dead and I rise, or
yeah,
like
a
rise
dead
again
eye
and then rise.
No, yeah, like dead I.
Yo.
Yeah.
Dead Eye Rise. That's dope.
Yeah,
But it's not a thing no more, huh?
No, it never. Yeah, we never did any shows. We never recorded none of that.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
What is the main reason why the bands break up? Why do you think?
It's like being in a relationship with 5 guys. Like, they won't text you back. They won't answer your calls. They avoid. They don't want to talk about anything other than like stupid shit. Like
other than girls.
Yeah, girls, or like, you're sending photos of your morning poop to each other. Just like dumb stuff. And then come in and it's like, hey, so and so wants to know if we can perform on this day. It's crickets. Nobody says anything. But then you throw in something about the new video game or something, and now everybody's talking.
Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, it's not always like that, but it gets like that.
Yeah. Damn. I've never been in a band before.
Damn.
I've tried, but every time I tried to make a band, I never was able to do it.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to be in a band, but I've never was able to do it.
Yeah, they don't show up half the time. They say they're gonna be there. They say they're gonna do something and they don't. All the stuff that you hear your lady complain about you is the same thing that they're gonna complain about you too.
No shit. Oh damn.
Yeah.
So you know how the ladies feel when they're talking about.
Oh man, it's so stressful. And then they join another band, and it feels like they're cheating on you. Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, and you're like, you stole our drummer, you know, because drummers are rare, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, you know, I saw you were playing with them. Like, what's that about, you know?
Someone told me they saw you playing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean nowadays we're monogamous. It's all good. No, yeah, no.
The
I
band
mean,
you play in right now, you guys been together the longest?
yeah. We're getting old, straight up.
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been together since before we had kids, and now we're all dads.
Fuck. Is it harder now that you guys are all dads to get together and play?
Kinda.
Is it?
Yeah, like everybody was still on their bull before that, you know. But now at least they can say, well, I got responsibilities, you know.
Yeah.
It sounds a lot
At
better.
least they have a real reason, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't text you back because who's crying at night, you know? That makes sense. So if you're going to join a band, make sure you got kids first. So we would be like, damn, man, this band sucks.
Yeah, no. But I mean, so that's the first thing that you hear. I mean, at least, I don't know if it's still like that, but I remember the first time I found out I was going to be a dad, and I'm like, well, are you going to finally put your music stuff away? Are you finally going to, like, you know, get a real job, you know?
Who asks you that?
Oh, my God. I remember friends asking me if I'm going to stop playing music. I remember my friends' parents who I was staying with asking me if I was going to stop doing music. I remember the family of the woman I impregnated. They were definitely asking me if I was gonna stop making music.
Did they feel like it was getting in the way or something, or why did they ask that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did it ever get in the way?
No, I don't think it ever did. I mean, there would be some arguments that it does.
Right.
Because, like, I've always gone above and beyond. I remember we were living in California, and my band was still here, and I would drive like 20 hours just to get back and play a show on Saturday, and then drive back to be back at work by Monday. And so, like, things like that. And even now, like, you know, my lady's like telling me you need to stop buying equipment until, you know, we get a new car, you know, because that car, it's you know, it's Old Faithful, but
yeah,
I don't know if it's gonna make it another winter.
Man, well, I got a van outside that's for sale. I call it Black Angus, and I never understood why people always was like, they always try to give you like an ultimatum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's fucking
man.
horrible. It's like they don't understand. And
Yeah.
I know that a lot of artists, a lot of musicians, I know a lot of them go through that shit.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
I always tell people that being like artistic, it's like it's not regular. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody's that way. So that little connection that like musicians or artists they feel to like the art or the culture, like
yeah.
just the regular person, they're never gonna understand that connection because we're not normal. You know what I'm saying? We're
Right.
not, like,
Dang. Yeah. No. It always amazes me, but I feel like, and no, I've had. Sometimes it gets carried away, right? Like I've had moments where, like I'll be in the middle of like an acid trip, right? And I'll be like, I'm a god, you know, because like we have the ability to manifest something out of nothing, you know. Like we're creators, like we're literally creators. Like this started out as an idea, but somehow we've found a way to make it a reality. It's something that you can listen to. Now it's something that you can wear. It's something that you can watch. And it's like, a second ago there was nothing.
right.
You know?
And not just anybody can do that.
No, it's a lot of the time it's easier said than done. You know, for a long time there, when I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep making music on beats, like, cause you know things were kind of tough at that time with the band. There was a little bit of a disconnect. Now we're strong again. Not a full lineup, but you know it's like being in a relationship and you're just trying to keep it going. You know.
Yeah.
And you can't control what the other members are going through at that time in their life either.
What's your favorite song to perform?
My favorite song to perform? Everybody already knows. I'm gonna say it, but it's Bitter.
Bitter.
Bitter is my favorite song to perform because everybody knows the song. So half the time I don't even have to sing.
No shit.
I just hold the mic out and everybody climbs on top of each other to try to sing the words, and I love every second of it.
Dang, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I know, because it's like they're singing my lyrics, you know, back at me.
Right.
And it's such a powerful feeling. It's like, whoa.
What's your favorite place to perform?
Favorite place? I would have to say, the Mod.
Where's that at?
In Shiprock.
The Mod.
It's by 7 to 11 on the east side. It's the place that I was talking about where we would host a lot of shows, but there was no restroom.
Oh yeah.
We've hosted a lot of shows there, but like the Indie Electro Punk Fest has always been the most craziest. Like I remember actually jumping up and crowd surfing, and there was so many people in there, and you know it's during the fair, so there's a lot of people, but like just the energy, like everybody was, you know, in the pit, they were circle pitting, there was an energy there, man. And I don't think I've had a chance to really see that anywhere else quite yet.
Do you like to perform when you're performing? Do you like to be like sober?
So, you know, for a while there, you know, I guess I didn't really pay much attention to it. But then I went on a streak where it was like every show I had to have at least a buzz, you know. I take a shot before I go on, or I would be drinking while I'm performing. But I've also performed pretty recently sober, and that was kind of interesting, you know. And it was a great show.
Was it different?
It was different.
Was it your first time doing that?
It was the first time in a long time
No
that
shit,
I performed sober. Yeah, and I was like, whoa, like you definitely feel more present. Yeah, you're definitely more present. But what I do like about performing intoxicated is it's more of a feeling, you know? Like, I feel like there's a direct connection of just like, it's just like raw energy. It's just like primal, you know? Like half the time I don't know where I'm at, you know? All I know is don't go off the stage and don't fall into the drum kit again. But the last show that we performed, I was pretty intoxicated, and I was listening to the video, and I was slurring my words, but between the songs,
Right.
And that doesn't sound like nice, you know. Yeah, so I think that there's definitely a balance. I mean, if you want to do that, some people love to see that shit, man. I mean,
they do, right?
I remember being in high school and going to a Low Cash Ninja show at the dojo, which is basically a shed in the back of somebody's house, you know. There's a bonfire, and everybody's there to see Low Cash Ninjas, and it's the original lineup. You got Martin, Panda, you got Keanu, Popeye, and you got Jordan. I don't know if you ever had a nickname, but everybody knows Jordan.
Jordan's Jordan.
And then Beatbox, Jacob, man. And I do remember a few times Popeye being way too lit to perform, but we were all there for it. We were just like, yeah, like he would just be standing on stage, and it was just like the coolest thing ever, you know? like somehow he's still standing, you know? It's just wild. I don't know, man. We're just kids.
Yeah. So with Emptiness Records, were you one of the founders, or?
Yeah, no, it started out with me, but then I was like, I don't know if it's something that I want to do, because again, I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for it, but I had my symphonic account, because it started out with Harp Museum. No, it started out with End This Year, and we were on DistroKid, and then I started looking at other options, and I was trying to find one where I could post multiple artists without it costing a fortune. And so I stumbled upon Symphonic, and I was able to put End This Year and Heart Museum on it. But then I got grandfathered into this thing where I was able to put other people on it, and it just stayed up. And it wouldn't cost me a fortune, right? So I was like, I totally could do this, and I could help out the artists, because just like here, like even on the res, there's plenty of really great bands, plenty of really great musicians who have not been heard, who either have not been able to record, or they have recorded but haven't been able to put it out on Spotify or something like that.
Right.
And so I guess in a sense I just wanted to like document. For instance, the compilation album that we dropped, the one that you're on.
Oh yeah.
It also has Discotays, an old Discotays song that I think DJ Basso had helped him record, and I'm talking like it had to be almost 10 years ago.
Oh shit.
A 10-year-old recording that's never seen the light of day, man.
And you guys got it on.
And we got it on the compilation, yeah.
Man, that's dope.
And yeah, that excited me.
Where's that compilation at? Can people hear it?
Yeah. It's on everything as well. Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube.
Emptiness Records?
Yeah, Emptiness Records. If you go to like if you go to my Spotify, it near the bottom it says appears on, and it should be on there.
Okay.
And it should be on yours too if I did it right.
I think it might be.
Okay.
I'm not too sure. I haven't even looked at my Spotify.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Well, yeah, it should say appears on.
Okay.
And then it'll have the compilation album on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So if you guys want to check that out, make sure you guys go and find Tony's Spotify, and then follow his directions little directions that he just gave. His Navajo directions.
Yeah,
that's funny.
The left after the dead horse.
If you could go on a tour with a famous musician, who would it be?
A famous Kenny Hoopla.
As far as your band that you have now, are you guys working on that album together?
Yeah.
Or is this the one you were talking about earlier? That one was 12 songs. That's your own project.
That's my own project.
But then your band is creating a whole nother project.
Yeah, we got 6 songs.
6 songs so far?
Yeah. I think we're going to end it with 6. First time we recorded it was 7 songs.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually had almost everything to do with why I left Empty Nest in the first place. Because when I was building Empty Nest, Ty was there. Ty was the one who was like, yes, we should do it. Like he was egging me on. And I was like, all right, if you want to do it with me, then let's do this thing. And
my name is Ty?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he had his venue, like he puts on shows at his house, but he also has his connection of people that from like Lukaschika area that make music, and I got the other side of the mountain. I've known all these guys in bands, and so my idea was that we were gonna put everybody on, and then I brought Basso on because he's a dope producer and he's a hard worker, and I thought that he could. He did add a lot to the album, to the label, and then I added Jude, and he is also an engineer. He's got his gallery, business savvy, right? And he's also, because he's a recording engineer, he also has his artists as well. And so I was like, damn, boom, you're right there, But unfortunately, we had a falling out in the process of recording our album. We were recording with him, and there was just lack of communication. We kept, it took longer than we expected it to. It took almost a year. We started back in October. I finished the vocals back in December, and then we asked for demos so we could hear how the songs are coming along. We kept trying not to compare him to the last guy, because we have a friend, Carlisle. He has recorded all of our music up to this point, and has always made us sound amazing. And now he's doing his own thing, and I always got love for the guy, man. So this is the first time that we've tried to record with anybody else other than him. And, we trusted him, so we weren't as involved as we should have been, you know. And with him being out in Gallup, it wasn't, I'm here in Albuquerque, but before that I was working out of town in Texas and then Nevada. And so we weren't as included on the mixes as we wanted to be. And by the time that we had finally gotten to like the end point, like close to the end point, there was just a few more things that we wanted to change. And I think he was just done with it at that point. He was like, I'm not going to make any more changes. Like, it sounds great to me. And that's where we kind of started bashing heads. It's like, well, it's cool, it sounds good to you, but, what we have in mind is something a little bit different. And we paid him for his services. And so that's the thing that we weren't super clear about, is who has the creative control ultimately of the mixes. And so then we were recommended another engineer here in Albuquerque, and he was excited to work with us, and we were excited to work with him. We wanted to use the same recordings, and bands do that, recorded by this engineer, mixed and mastered by this engineer. And so we were going to do that, and he took it personal. And so now he has the money and he has the recordings, and we have nothing.
Oh wow.
And I felt like, that we had tried to work it through. We had tried to talk it out, and he was just not wanting to. But I had gotten to the point where it's like, well, I don't want to be working with this guy, with the label. And there had been some tension coming up before that of like, responsibilities, who's doing what with the label, because I did feel like I was doing a lot of the heavy lifting, a lot of the promoting, and I was the one putting all the songs up, and I was doing a lot of the album art, and I was the one figuring out the graphics and the videos and putting out the plan, and it was just overwhelming. But that was the breaking point for me. After that, I was like, because before that I had thought about quitting Empty Nest, but I was like, no, like,
that's your thing, right? You started it.
I started it, yeah.
Couldn't you have just told everybody else that you wanted him to get off, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I could have, but I think that because at its core there was other things like arguing. There was like the whole power play thing, like, oh, I'm in charge, which was really kind of a bummer for me, because like, for instance, I was trying to bring bands on, and all of a sudden I can't, because these guys say no. And I'm arguing, trying to say like, no, like they were saying like, oh, the quality, it needs to be better quality. But to me, like, I've heard bands, as long as they're on time, I've heard punk bands. One of my favorite albums is Joyce Manor, and it's the whole album was recorded live, from what I was told, but it's not the best quality. Like, it sounds like it's kind of a garage band, but it's like fucking hard. Like, it's great. I love it, it's vibes. I've even listened to Comeback Kid is a big influence on me. And the first time I heard them, I hated them. I didn't like the way he sang, because it's more of a yell, I listened to the whole album. The second time around, I loved it. I don't know what it was. It just clicked. But second time I heard it, it was amazing. And it still is amazing. And so, with that, it's like, if I'm going to do this again, it's got to be done right. I just felt like there was definitely potential, and there's so much potential. Just this area. So many artists, great artists, and the music scene is thriving. But yeah, it has. I would prefer it to be done right.
Mm-hmm.
And that means including the right people, I guess. I don't know. It's I don't know. I'm kind of going through it. This is like now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like even now, you know, there's some drama going on with Ty. And I thought that I could trust the homie. And it's not the first time that I felt that I could trust him, and then it not come out like that. Yeah, so it's, I don't know, man. So there's also that.
Right.
So with Empty Nest Records, man, it's like you guys can just take it, and I'm gonna take this moment to work on myself, and when I'm ready, I'll be ready. You know, it's not like I'm not gonna do anything. You know, I'm still gonna do all the things that I was doing while I was in Empty Nest Records. You know, I'm still figuring out merch. I'm still figuring out stickers. I'm still figuring out physical copies. And I guess just trying to understand, because I mean, we all want to, like, what is it that we want out of this? You know, to make money. I want to be able to support myself, but I also don't want to be shoving things in people's faces, you know, and making them feel like you have to buy it. And just the way that music in general is going. Before it was all about the touring, you know, you made all your money on touring. Before that, it was CD sales. You know, 2000 was the highest, you know, year of CD sales. And then the year after that, Napster came out, and nobody was buying CDs anymore. Now we have streaming platforms, and then so you'd have to make all your money from merch and tour, and people buy your stuff while you're on the road. But now we're quarantined and COVID and stuff, and you know, everybody's streaming, but you know, how do we? The feeling is different when you're at a show and you're like, I want a shirt, like it's right here, you know. And sometimes they'll give it to you for half off or whatever, you know, and it means a lot, and there's sentimental value to that. But yeah, no, things are definitely still changing to this day. And so as far as I can see, I know that I like to make music, and I love to perform, and I would love to continue to perform. I would want to do a tour. I don't know if the way that things are going now with like Delta, COVID variant, if they're going to do another shutdown, what the deal is with that. How are we going to move forward as musicians to continue to keep our listeners entertained, you know? Like so much, I don't know. We'll figure it out, but
Right. So as far as the album that the band is making, the band is no longer part of Emptiness Records?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they
The whole
also
band.
don't want.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I still have to. For a second there, I was gonna start a new label. But then I also had a friend want to start a label with him. But this is the second time I've done a label with a friend as a partner, and both times they didn't work out. So I think if I'm gonna do a label next time, it's gonna be me with at least the direction, and then I would still love to. I mean, obviously I can't do it by myself, you know, but trying to find a way to like incorporate that, because I've always loved to make people feel like they're involved or like they are a part of it. But sometimes people just want to do what they just want to know what to do.
Why do you feel like it's so important for you to have a record label?
I don't. I guess I just feel like that's a great question. I feel like it would be okay to just, because I could also do self-release stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Toni Heartless will be released by Toni Heartless. Heart Museum will be released by Heart Museum.
Mm-hmm.
I could do that. I guess I feel like, for instance, like Ozfest, right? Ozfest had a bunch of bands that they've introduced so many great bands to so many great people. And then Ozfest is no more, but then like Slipknot played on Ozfest. Well, Slipknot now has Knotfest, and they continue to provide a space where bands can play in front of new people.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like the same thing with hosting concerts. It's been multiple occasions where an artist has told me that I booked their first show. And that makes me feel so good, man. And I think that's really what stems that feeling of wanting to have a label, is I feel like I can help others be heard, and they sound like them, they don't sound like me, but because they can reach people that I can't reach, maybe that one person will also find another artist on the label. But other than that, it's just a lot of unnecessary stress.
Sounds really stressful, man. I mean, if you're gonna jump on like a 50-50 partnership with someone, and then if it doesn't go well, someone's doing some shady shit, and then you just have a trouble trusting anyone, Those of you guys who barely, or if you guys got this far, let me know. Let me know in the comments, and make sure you check out Toni Heartless music on Spotify, iTunes, actually all streaming platforms, and check out his music video on his YouTube channel, which I'll put in the description below. And go subscribe to his channel and show him some love. Like, this is the longest conversation that we've ever had.
Yeah, ever.
Longest conversation.
I see him every now and then. It's always good.
Yeah, it's nice, man. I like having conversations with people, and this is probably going to be one of the longest podcast interviews that I've had so far. Thank you for taking some time out of your day. I know you got to get home to your kids and stuff, so
yeah.
I got this beat right here by Chaos, and I kind of wanted to see if you'd be down to bless it with a couple verses, couple bars.
Let's do it.
All right. So I got Toni Heartless here. He's gonna bless us with some verses. This beat right here is produced by Chaos. If you guys want to hear some more Chaos beats, make sure you go follow him on IG. YouTube. He's also an MC, so I want to give a special shout out to Chaos real quick for sending us this beat.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yeah. Chaos on the beat. Heartless. Coming at you. Grown talk with arrows. Yeah. So what am I supposed to say when things don't go my way? I gotta tell you what's on my plate. I got a lot on my mind, I got a lot to share. But at the end of the day, I don't care. I'm doing my best, I'm doing everything I can just to try. And I feel like I was doing everything to do. Every step forward brings me 2 steps back. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have to react to the way that things coming at me. I'm testing my patience, and I wanted to see beyond the clouds, beyond the sky horizons. What lies beyond for me, I have to take everything for granted before I could get where I landed today. Wish you wouldn't pray for me. I said today, I wish that you wouldn't pray for me, because I don't deal with that spiritual shit, because I got my culture on my back and that's it. I don't have to pray to a God, because I don't do that. I ain't close my eyes, because I ain't trusting neither. I'm doing everything for me and my family, the kin that hold me down. For them, I know that things are gonna be Yo, I know that things are gonna be fine at the end of the day. I wish that things wouldn't have to die today. It's changing of the seasons. Every single time I wish he wouldn't reason with me. Feeling so free. Can you see? I just wanna be me. I'm tired of playing, tired of trying, tired of talk. Every single moment I try to figure it out. I turn the block and every single time they look at me and they say, can you rhyme? Like, no, I'ma fucking spit, I'ma fucking sing it. I ain't worried about the box you trying to put me in, because I'm me and that's fucking free. Yeah, fucking freestyle off my head, off the dome. Click, clack, boom, watch me go. Clock it back, I got the 9. Aiming at your head, you wouldn't have to blink an eye. An eye for an eye, scalp for a scalp. I ain't worried about that because I'm moving on from this. I ain't tired of living my life in the past, because some days I get it, some days I don't. I wanna figure out where is the hope. I wish that I had a way to describe the feeling when I look into your eye. I'm done.
Yeah, freestyling on the beat, yeah. Alright, once again, I want to give a special shout out to Chaos. Thank you for letting us use this beat, man, and having all these MCs bust the flow and express some emotions on these beats right here. So, shout out to Chaos, and I also want to give a special shout out to every single one of you guys who are watching this video. Make sure you share it. Make sure you subscribe, and make sure you check out Toni Heartless on all platforms, all streaming platforms, and check out his IG. Follow him on Facebook. Like, man, just look up Toni Heartless and
TikTok.
You do those dances on TikTok?
Yeah, watch me move, bro.
Yeah, man. So, hip hop has definitely done. Hip hop music in general has done so many things for all these different artists that jump on the live and jump on, you know, the podcast and beats in general, man. And so I just like to give a special shout out to the creators that influence us to do what we do.
Word.
So thank you guys so much for
paving
being
the
there.
way, man.
Yep, no doubt. And
damn,
it helped him through all these rough times, man. And just to listen to the story, you know, of his life and how far he's gotten. And I strongly believe that a lot of the reason why you're here today is because of music. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
When you say that music is your life, dude, I believe it, because I've said those words before too, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
definitely give you guys a special shout out for watching this podcast. Do you want to say something before we bounce?
Yeah, no. Support your local scene. Support your local artists, man. If you're trying something new, continue. Anything that you're new at, you're not gonna be good at right away. So just keep it up, man. You know, stay patient with us for this new Heart Museum album. If you get a chance, listen to what we got. Give you an idea of what we're going for. You know, we're gonna re-record everything. We're gonna have it out as soon as possible, man. Got some really deep stuff in there. So please, I would appreciate it if you. I mean, I'm screaming, but read the lyrics.
Yeah, no doubt.
You won't be able to understand it, but
Lyrics matter.
appreciate you. Stay safe and hug your family.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you so much, bro.
Yep.
Appreciate it. And I don't think anybody won this game, but it's all good, man. We'll play another time. Yeah? All right. Once again, my name is Arrows, also known as Jermunson. Thank you guys for watching Grown Talk with Arrows. Peace.
Can we help you learn something? Can we teach you something in the conversation? You can separate when you got it.